Have you ever said to yourself, "This time it's different. I'll wake up early, I'll get in shape. I'll finally become the version of me that I dream about." But then weeks go by and nothing really changes? Yeah, me too. I used to think that big success came from big action, that if I just pushed hard enough, I could flip my life around overnight. But then I read a book that shifted my perspective in the most unexpected way. It wasn't about doing more, it was about doing less, but doing it better. That book is Atomic Habits by James Clear, and in this video, I'm going to take you through the core ideas of this life-changing book. Not just as a summary, but as a deeply human experience. Because habits aren't just routines. They're a reflection of how we see ourselves, and how we love ourselves. The power of tiny changes. James Clear starts with a simple but powerful truth. Big change doesn't come from big decisions. It comes from tiny actions, repeated consistently. Let's say you improve by just 1% every day. That seems like nothing, right? But over the course of a year, you're not just 365% better. You're 37 times better. Now think of the opposite. If you let yourself get 1% worse every day, it's not a small slip. It's a complete breakdown. Here's the thing. Habits are compound interest of self-improvement. Every tiny choice matters. Every time you show up, even just a little, that's you casting a vote for the person you want to become. When I first read that, I literally paused and stared at the page. Because I realized that all the big goals I set, writing a book, getting fit, building a business, didn't fall apart because I didn't want them. They fell apart because I didn't have the systems to sustain them. James says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." That hit me hard, because I always had goals. I just didn't have systems. And without systems, even the strongest desire fades into frustration. Identity, the core of real change. This is where the book gets deep and emotional. Most people try to change by focusing on what they want to achieve. But James Clear flips that completely. He says, "The most effective way to change your habits is to focus not on what you want to achieve, but on who you wish to become." Let that sink in. The goal isn't to read more books. The goal is to become a reader. It's not to run a marathon. It's to become a runner. It's not to meditate every day. It's to become a calm, grounded person. When you build habits around identity, everything shifts. You don't need motivation anymore. You just act in alignment with who you believe you are. This hit home for me. I used to try waking up at 5 a.m., failed every time. But when I changed the way I talked to myself and started saying, "I'm someone who values his mornings," something changed. Because identity drives behavior, and behavior reinforces identity. It's a loop, and you can design it. The 4 laws of behavior change. James Clear gives us a practical roadmap, the 4 laws of behavior change. A simple system to build better habits and break bad ones. Let's break it down. 1. Make it obvious. We often think we lack willpower, but really, we lack clarity. James suggests using something called habit stacking, linking a new habit to an existing one. For example, after I brush my teeth, I'll journal 1 sentence. After I make coffee, I'll stretch for 1 minute. You're not trying to change everything at once. You're just gently nudging your brain, making it obvious, making it natural. Your environment matters too. If you want to eat healthy, put fruit where you can see it. Want to write more? Keep a notebook on your desk. Out of sight really is out of mind. 2. Make it attractive. Habits work because they feel good. So make the new habit appealing. James talks about temptation bundling, pairing something you need to do with something you want to do. Like listening to your favorite podcast while running, or watching YouTube only when you're folding laundry. This makes your brain associate the habit with pleasure, which makes it more likely to stick. 3. Make it easy. This might be the most underrated rule. James says, "You don't rise to the level of motivation. You fall to the level of your systems. Stop aiming for perfect. Aim for consistent. Start small, ridiculously small. Want to start reading? Read 1 page. Want to meditate? Breathe for 1 minute. Want to work out? Do 5 push-ups. Because once you start, momentum builds, and starting becomes the victory. 4. Make it satisfying. Here's the truth. What gets rewarded gets repeated. Track your habits. Use a calendar. Create a streak. Check off your habit every day. That small satisfaction, it matters. Your brain loves success. Even the tiniest win gives you a hit of dopamine, and that makes you want to come back. But here's the catch. Don't break the chain. And if you do, never miss twice. That's James's golden rule. Real talk, why we fail. Sometimes we don't keep habits because we're lazy. But more often, it's because we're scared. Scared to try and fail. Scared we'll disappoint ourselves. Scared of who we might become if we actually succeed. But Atomic Habits gave me hope, because it reminded me, it's not about being perfect. It's about being a little better today than yesterday. I remember a season of my life where I felt stuck, lost, anxious. But I started walking every morning for just 10 minutes. That one habit didn't change my world overnight, but it changed my direction. And direction is everything. That walk led to better sleep. Better sleep led to better focus. Better focus led to better work. And better work led to a better life. All from one small, consistent, loving act. The takeaway. So here's what I want you to remember. You don't have to change your life overnight. You just have to cast a vote, one small action, for the person you want to become. Every time you show up, even imperfectly, you are shaping your identity. You are becoming. Don't chase motivation. Build systems. Don't aim for outcomes. Focus on your habits. Because your habits shape your days, and your days shape your destiny. So what's one small habit you can start today? Drink a glass of water. Stretch for 2 minutes. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Whatever it is, start small, stay consistent, and be patient. Because every action is a vote. And you, my friend, are one vote away from becoming someone extraordinary.